I don't know what happened to the last one, but anyway. If at the very center of my soul is nothing, then God could shine through, but what if God doesn't shine through? What happens to that nothing then? It seems that it would have to shrink. And if it can either shrink or expand, because of the darkness, there's not really any way of measuring what happens. It has no parts. I would imagine that without God's light, that there would be an implosion. And then the crushing hell that I've been fearing for so long. And also, there's a hollow place for there to be a reaction area. Because if everything were just stuffed full of substance, there would be no echo chamber. There'd be no room for there to be any reactions. It would all be stuck, because it'd all be stuck together, because there wouldn't be any room. There would just be substance. So this whole is very interesting to me, because it suggests that our intuition is not something that's innate to us. It's actually it seems to be a gateway to the other side. And that's a field of subjectivity, the zeroth dimension, which is the dimension that center would be embedded within. At the center of the zeroth dimension, then there would be the null set, the set of all things at the zeroth iteration. The zeroth thing in creation, which is also the most evil, thank God. Because if it didn't begin with evil, then it would have to end with evil. And I would rather my ending be good and my beginning bad than the other way around. So, the zeroth dimension is subjectivity. It would be a field of subjective states. There would not be imagery, there would not be sound, there would not be touch. There would be the experiences, the states of subjectivity, which, considering I am a subject who can experience all of those things, then theoretically, everything can be embedded upon that surface of that point. Because the point is infinitesimal. It can fit an infinite number of things. That is so strange. Because if it's an infinitesimal, that means that at its largest scale, it would have been infinite, and that its shrinking is merely a vestigial tale of what once was. Thus the hatred and the intolerance. When everything was nothing. That was the beginning.